Silent of fall! Liquid are doing it! They're gonna take it! He's gonna bring down 30. Alone with a double kill. Dropping fast. Monopoint's there. He's still alive! Wait for a second slide. He's going one side. He's going a second. He's taking it out. Oh my god! On three! They're all dead!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Summit 2 by G2A.com America. We're in day number 2, and we got 2 amazing matchups for you. Our first one's going to be, of course, Team Leviathan going against Stay Free. Stay Free, I believe this is their first official match outside of Scrim Play, and I believe this is our first cast together, my friend.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing?
You know, your tweet made me sound like a superhero rather than a policeman.
Whatever,
I guess
dude.
policemen could be superheroes.
Yeah, if they want, I suppose. You excited? I'm
Yes.
percolated. I'm great. You know why? Ready? Because it's America.
I'm not percolated.
Check that
I
out.
use the word percolated.
It's America, baby. We're all ready to go. That's a fantastic word. Don't hate on me. All right, without further ado, we'll just go ahead and jump into the draft just like that, folks, and here we are. So I'm intrigued. You know, this team didn't have to go through the qualifier. Stay Free, of course. Actually, if you didn't already recognize, it's XXDDDDDDDDD is Stay Free. They apparently were not prepared in uniform and didn't have their Stay Free icons. So for any confusion out there, the crazy-looking character, I'll say, and XD is actually going to be Stay Free. And, yeah, should be good stuff. I'm excited to see how they're played. Just a bunch of individually talented players who only have Scrim experience.
Pump up the volume.
What, pump up the volume? I have to unmute.
Yo, I need game sounds, dog.
Can you take it easy? All right, I'm just like, I'm still like getting used to all this heavy machinery here. You just sit there and you just look pretty and be a co-caster. I actually have to handle all this equipment, you know?
10 seconds.
I got
why
the
I'm a
green screen
co-caster,
up. That
man.
was like a big deal for us.
So
5
we're
seconds.
looking at
remaining.
XXDDDD.
Yes.
Johnny Walker is apparently Tralv. Crit is Crit. Crit and
Yes.
Exist were on
Radiant
old
team
MYM
ban.
and have been struggling to find a stable roster. Same with Jimmy, also
Yeah,
known as
you could say that.
Demon, post Liquid.
Yes.
Even before Liquid, he's had trouble
Yes.
being on a stable team. And Jigglebilly, ex-E-Hug member.
Yeah. So a team of struggling
10
orphans,
seconds
almost,
remaining.
trying to find a home.
Orphans makes them seem like that they don't know how to play Dota.
Dire team
Orphans are
ban.
probably talented, but
They
just-
can be
they just can't
talented.
find a home.
They can't.
They need to find a home. They need someone
I
to
didn't
take
like
care
the
of
analogy.
them, to raise them up, and to be new, strong individuals. While Team Leviathan, it's almost the opposite. They've been playing together for quite a long time. They used to be known as
10
Flipside Tactics
seconds
NA.
remaining.
They dropped that sponsor, and now they are just rolling as their
5
five-man
seconds
crew, and they're
remaining.
passing on sponsors along the way until they feel they are worthy of maybe being the future, you know,
Reserve
Corsair, the
time.
future Samsung, the future McDonald's. I don't know. Whatever sponsor they want to go for. But they look really good. They made their way all the way through the qualifiers. They 2-0'd everyone, and they beat SNA yesterday. I know that doesn't impress you. You're not really a big fan of SNA as it is. You're probably not a big
Dire
fan of these
team
teams,
pick.
are you?
Well, I was talking about Sna, and we were talking about how Cloud9 was going to have an easy time at ESL because they pretty much have a guaranteed way to the semifinals. And then I was like, that's pretty much because Sna is the worst team at the tournament, which is, it's a good tournament.
Can you take it easy
And then
right
IX
now?
Mike comes up to me, and
Radiant
then he's
team
like, so,
pick.
I heard you call us the worst team in the tournament.
And you're like, yep.
This was before they played, so I don't feel bad at all. But I was just like, yeah.
All
Well,
right.
anyways, Leviathan, I've actually had a decent amount of experience with of the lesser-known Americans. I played with them against them a fair amount in
What do you think?
TECS.
What do you think? You think I
They're-
think they're potential.
They have a surprising amount of teamwork for
Oh, yeah.
a team that is not well known. Usually, with
10
teams that are
seconds
lesser known, they're
remaining.
just like a bunch of. They're just chickens with their
5
heads
seconds
cut off, just
remaining.
Yeah.
playing Dota, and they don't know what they're doing. But they actually have pretty
Reserve
cohesive
time.
They
strategies.
have chemistry.
They have. They just have teamwork.
Yeah.
Teamwork's different.
And we'll
than
see.
chemistry.
And, you know, they got, you know, let's actually talking about the draft that's in front of our faces here. You know, this is a team that can work together with some pretty good synergy. Of course, your peanut butter and jelly, as I like to say, the faceless void Skywrath mage. It's just, if you got it, why not take it? And then
Peanut butter and
Viper.
jelly is more difficult to pull off in that combo.
So what, like pork chops, applesauce? You can kind of get that going, right?
Maybe like I
Dire
don't know.
team pick.
What?
It's super simple.
Tortilla and beans? I don't know, man.
Maybe I don't know. I
You
don't know
just
what a
don't
good
know.
analogy.
You're
I'm just knocking on
you're-
all your
you
analogies.
don't
I'm
know
sorry.
anything.
I'm going to appreciate Coddle Guy a little
Well,
bit
you're
more.
making me look good. This is
They
great.
do pick up the first Viper though, because Viper was a hero that hasn't really been touched in 6.82 at all, but I know that they like to run a lot. They like to mech in 5-man,
10
which is
seconds
more
remaining.
an Eastern playstyle than a Western playstyle.
Okay.
Radiant
So that's
team pick.
one of the more unusual things. Their draft severely lacks AoE though, which could be a problem if Team XXDDDDD
Stay free.
want to transition into a push strat, which isn't
Dire
terribly
team ban.
difficult to do because
they got it
they have
going.
Nature's Prophet
Mhm.
and they had 2 picks open, and they have Brewmaster, which is actually pretty good for push strats.
Well, they got
So-
Venomancer now, so the wards can definitely assist in a little bit of extra push. And unlike Leviathan, they are going pretty big AoE. I mean, there's Clap, now there's Echo
10
Slam,
seconds
and of course
remaining.
the Nova right there. So
Mhm.
they have pretty good team fight happening for them with that split push
5
potential there on the
seconds
side. But
remaining.
they are going to need something to bring it together for the long road, a core. I don't know who's going to be playing what.
Reserve
That's the other
time.
question for Stay Free, is all these players have pretty much played anything and everything. Demon's been anything from off lane to core to support. Jiggle is more of a core slash mid
They're all
lane
mostly
player.
cores, actually.
So I wonder who's going to have to step out and just kind of
Probably
take the role
Trout,
of support,
I'd
or
say.
you know,
Radiant
and then like
team
it's a
ban.
matter of I don't know how many games they've played together. Maybe they're still experimenting on who needs to play what, and you know, hopefully they find the right suit and don't just try to bank on the fact that they're just each individually very talented.
I
And
mean, they will do that.
well, they better not underestimate Leviathan. I think
10
Sneaky Nyx
seconds
Assassins did
remaining.
yesterday, and Leviathan
Yeah.
was
Leviathan's not a pushover at all, and you can tell
5
Leviathan's really
seconds
scared of the push
remaining.
because their lineup is just not equipped to deal with it at all. It's ban TB, the 2 supports that are pretty good at pushing, and
Reserve
Lycanthrope.
time.
I think the
So
Lycan's a
it's-
well-worth ban because I know Jiggle loves to play Lycan. If he's going to be the core, not only do you have the benefit of Lycan being great as push, but in the hands of someone who can really take advantage of a Lycan, it's
Mhm.
going to be scary. So they definitely make the right call. They get rid of that, but that doesn't eliminate all the problems. There's still plenty of cores in the pool who can add a lot of pushing flavor, and we'll have to see. But what do you think about Troll Warlord here and the synergy it's going to work out? Is it just kind of add that little bit of extra attack speed to your Faceless Boy, to
Yeah,
your
that's-
Viper, and
typically what we see is Troll Warlord plus Vasa's Void, and Vasa's Void can kind of just solo kill people with the help of Troll Ultimate. And also he can deviate from the normal build of Mask of Madness, which means he is far more tanky than usual. So it's a decent build. It's also very good for Roshan and Leviathan. They have double bashers as well as Viper for Roshan too.
Dire
So that's
team
certainly an
pick.
option, especially if Troll wants to get an early Vlads. So it's a decently well put together lineup, but they do have one glaring weakness again. It's no AoE and no
Anti-push.
anti-push.
well, they have a support left that can go for some wave clearing to kind of help out a bit.
Yeah, they need like some. Yeah, they do definitely need some more wave clearing. They also don't have any like stuns either. They don't really have great gankers.
How about Shadow Shaman? He has a little bit of push flavor. You
10
get your
seconds
CC. He's got the
remaining.
Ether Shock for some wave clearing,
It's
and of course
decent.
the wards. No one really plays it
5
anymore. That's a shame.
seconds
Shadow
remaining.
Demon, his poison can clear out waves
I think
decently.
it's really good to have a Hexer versus
Reserve time.
Brewmaster. Or else
Lion,
he
I
doesn't
guess,
need to
but he
get
doesn't
BKB.
really. he
I think
just
Shadow
gets the
Shaman
wings.
offers a lot more, but I hope they would pick it.
No one really
but
plays it.
Yeah, they
It's
don't.
not like the old days where you're on Dire and it's kind of like, well, we're on Dire, might as well just grab a Shadow Shaman to support because we already have the Roche advantage. Now with Roche being his new,
It could be troll support,
location,
but I don't
but-
think they'll run it.
I mean, that would be funky fresh, and I would definitely welcome that. That red-faced son of a gun, he could play support. I would love to see that. Why not?
Yeah, I think with the mech changes though, it's very difficult to put him into the support role. But at the same time, they have Viper for the mech.
What
carry.
about? Oh, I was gonna say AA, but Abaddon works. It adds a
Radiant
little bit of
team
sustain. The
pick.
wave clearing is questionable. The shield, I guess, can somewhat help with that.
I don't really like Abaddon.
But you know, okay, so you're an Abaddon sayer.
well,
instead of
in
Abaddon.
Ab-
I don't know. I'm just saying
Abaddon?
like tomato,
I
tomato.
say Abaddon.
I say Abaddon. I've heard it. Everyone says it differently, like split down the middle.
Well-
I'm just gonna say tomato, tomato for that. Would you agree?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't think there's a correct way.
All right. Well,
But
if you don't
it could
know,
be.
then that makes
10
me happy.
seconds
then.
remaining.
I'm just gonna keep with the bad, then why not? But okay.
He
well,
doesn't offer that much here.
5
Like
seconds remaining.
you can't shield off Veno poison.
No.
Firstly, so he's not very useful versus that. And Veno does so much damage that it's really
Reserve
difficult
It
to
time.
pretty
make
much
anyone
only gets rid of
Superman.
like Fissure's stun early. I mean,
And
he's
it's
pretty-
okay versus Brewmaster because Brewmaster can't focus him and he can like shield off the things, but he's a prime cyclone target. So I don't like the Abaddon at all. But at the same time, it is decent for their sustain. So if they want to 5-man down mid or something like that, but you don't really do that with Faceless Blade. But if they did want to, then Abaddon's a decent hero for that. Still, it's just
Mm.
it doesn't mesh at all. Generally, you want
Yeah.
to pick it versus like Beastmaster
Okay.
or like Shadow
Alright.
Shaman.
So questionable synergy here for Leviathan's lineup as they finish it out there with that Abaddon grab, and for Stay Free.
More
They
push.
got a lot of team, a lot of push, a lot of team fight now. They got Enigma there. That definitely helps with both. Big team fight and the Adelons with the push.
This is a much better draft from Stay Free.
But, hold on. Sorry, I got to get a little sip of water there. I think where they have a fantastic draft and synergy,
10
I think
seconds
how they work
remaining.
together as a team could be their
Yeah.
problem. And what's in
5
question.
seconds
Who's going to play what
remaining.
role, how used they are to playing that role, these heroes, how they are working together, whereas that's something Leviathan already have going for them, but then their draft is the other question. So it's kind of split down the middle, I'd say, as far as which team is going to have really what's going for them, because you got the
think that's
players, chemistry,
Stay
and then you have
Free
the team
is-
chemistry.
Stay Free has to have an advantage. Firstly, they have a better draft.
So if
Secondly,
you-
they're just a better.
Did
they
you
have
put any
better
rares
players.
on this game? I know you're
No,
a
I
big
didn't.
rare guy.
I don't bet rares anymore.
Oh, you stepped out of the rare game, huh?
Yeah, it's too small time.
Oh my god.
The people bet Immortals and Arcana now, dude.
Yeah, what? I thought you said it's too small time? That's not big enough for you?
Rares are too small time. Rares are like.
Well, why don't you step it up and bring in the
10
Arcanas
I don't have
and the
enough
mustaches? Oh, well,
I-
see, now you're out of
I
the
don't
game.
have enough research on these teams. I've never seen Stay Free play as a team. I've
Well,
seen
no, I
all
don't think
5 of
anyone
them.
has, really. I mean, they, just based on player individual talent, I would imagine is why they got to make their way through the qualifier and straight into the America, whereas other teams had to fight their way, like Leviathan. So Leviathan have proved themselves to be worthy of competing here in the Summit to America, whereas Trouf and their team is going on individual talent. But we'll have to see how their synergy, how their chemistry actually is.
Dude,
but
this mouse scrolly thing's mad weird.
what?
Like, I don't know. You can like scroll in super far. Isn't it usually like a?
The mouse scroll? Oh, you mean it's like swifter?
No, it's
Go in and out?
I'm like too
Your
far.
keyboard
zoomed
is
in.
just so big. I just can't believe it. Like, what is wrong with you?
It's not that big.
It's really big. It's like taking up the whole desk space. Like, I have nowhere to work right now. It's just so big. All right, whatever. You're just a diva. But we'll go ahead and just hop into the game, folks. It's the Summit to America by G2A.com. You got to make sure you plug that sponsor, Ben.
That's
Make
your
sure you
job,
work on
dude.
that. That's whatever, man. All right, well, it's going to be our first match. We got only 2 best of ones for you today. A nice, short and sweet day for you. Tomorrow, it's going to be a bit more big, a bit more girthier, as I like to say. So starting off for your Radiant side, it's Stay Free, of course, and leading out the front, it's Exist. He's going to be playing your Brewmaster. No, also known as Jigglebilly, playing your Venomancer. Crit is going to be playing your Enigma. Johnny Walker, who is also known as Trouf, is playing your Earthshaker, and that does leave Mr. G-Man, or
And
Mr.
here we
G-Man
already go
playing-
with the teamwork.
Here we go. All
Look
right,
at
look at them
that.
all together. It's like West Side Story right here. They're moving as a pack of a gang. They're going to jump on through, and Trouf, Mr. Johnny Walker, might be in trouble here. He'd already expended the fissure, and he will fall. And just like that, Leviathan strike first, and ooh, this is a bit scary for Stay Free. They were, swaggering themselves down across the bottom all casually, but look at this, just this gang moving through their neighborhood, showing them who's boss right now. Leviathan, strike first, man. I
Also,
like it.
good heads up play from Shredder on the Faceless Void to pick up that early level of Time Walk. To grab
Reserving that
kill.
point, knowing when's the right time to
Yeah, I mean,
invest it.
generally people get backtrack or Time Walk at level 1, or Time Walk rather, but it was necessary to
The
get a
battle
clean and swift kill.
begins.
And that was a great block by the Earthshaker too, stunning all 5 of them. But again, we already see Leviathan's superior teamwork and coordination over.
And the question, I think that's just going to be the question of this game. Will that superior teamwork and synergy be able to beat out Stay Free's draft, which seems to have more synergy? And we'll just have to find out how it goes. And
Well,
look
and
at
they just
this.
have better heroes too. Like Panda is the
Yeah,
hero.
I mean, if you can't get a hold of a Death Prophet or Terrorblade or something like that, then
Yeah.
Brew is usually your next go-to. I mean, luckily, though, for Leviathan, they do have Skywrath Mage, who can, stand toe-to-toe with Brew a bit and definitely help out with the Ancient Seal, the Silence. Preventing him from getting that split off can work nicely if they can find the pickoffs. But look at this lane setup. It's going to be a Baden side-by-side with Troll actually in the off lane, not your usual Troll mid. They're going to keep instead the Viper there in that mid lane to go toe-to-toe with the Brew. And on top, finishing out their 2-1-2 lineup, it's going to be Shredder on Faceless Void side-by-side with your Skywrath Mage Sunken. So, interesting formidable lineup. They're going to try their best to use that Skywrath Mage to just keep zoning back Demon on the Nature's Prophet, not allowing him to get a whole lot. How do you feel personally about the matchup between a Brew and a Viper in the mid lane?
That's so wash. If Brew really is having a tough time in the lane, he just gets a point in Drunken Haze and just totally screws over the Viper.
I'm a big fan of that. I love investing the 1 point.
He should.
I mean, it's, for a hero like Viper who doesn't really have great farming skills and is more counting on just the right clicks to get CS, it's like a coin flip's chance they even get that CS to begin with, and then you're really going to be screwing them over.
I
so.
think a 1-1-1 is better than the 201, the standard
Yeah.
201.
On
in
other
this particular
heroes
case.
that you're going against, I can imagine it'd be different, like a Shadow Fiend who could just use Raise regardless to get some CS. Maybe you kind of hold the point instead. But
He's one of the few heroes that it's really good against.
yeah, so we'll see if it's something Shibby goes for. Shibby himself is a big Brewmaster player, so he's very familiar with how Brew works in the mid lane. So we saw it even yesterday, and he definitely took it to Sneaky Nyx Assassins with that. So, you know, he's familiar with the lineup. Meanwhile, bottom lane, you know, Troll should run into no problems with the Abaddon babysitting him out side by side. It's, you know, going to be on here, stay free if they want to roam it about. It's 2 minutes, though. Bounty Rune's going to be picked up here at the bottom by Trouf. That does leave the DD on the top Sunken. He could grab it. He could save it up. No, he's going to be selfish. He picks up the Blueberry Rune, and he'll walk right back. And, well, now that I got you here, I can't help but ask the question. So the new rune system with both of them popping up, I mean, are you a fan of it? I know as a caster and a spectator, I love the new runes. That means there's always a clash. There's always action at top and bottom of the river. But as a player, does it mean more pressure that you need to make sure you get to those rune spots and babysit them out?
Yes, but it's not a bad thing. I view it as a very good thing just because rune control is supposed to be important. You're not supposed to be able to bottle crow and just bottle crow your way to victory in the mid lane. It takes a lot of the skill out of a lot of matchups. So, like, a good player should be able to control the runes, and I think that bad players would just bottle crow to overcome any difference in skill weakness that they had. And also, it eliminates a little bit of the randomness factor. In Dota, there's very few random factors, and even if there are, they're often guided by the pseudo random distribution, so it's not really random in terms of like Panda crit or Panda evade in this game in particular. So I think that less randomness is generally a good factor because that means better teams will generally win more than they did prior. It's difficult to get used to, but it also guarantees more action, which is also a huge plus.
Yeah, for us casters and the people watching, they
And
love
players.
the action. Yeah, so, and yeah, it's definitely great for players who love to be more aggressive than trying to play it's more safe. So I can work it out. Jigglebilly playing Venomancer now. I haven't seen him play Venomancer a whole lot. He is not investing anything as of yet into Venom's Scale, just going straight for more wards. Wants to be able to just kind of keep assertiveness in the lane. He's actually getting harassed by the Tomahawk action right here on the bottom lane. His Troll just continues to assert his dominance. He's 15-5 going against Jiggle's 14-3, so relatively even there. Faceless Void is your lead CS master right now. He's 22-11, so even a lot of denies for him. On the opposite side, your Nature's Prophet, Jimmy, 3-1. So he is not having the best time in his off lane right now.
He can easily die to the Faceless Void and the Skywrath. And there's a couple things that shouldn't be happening. Firstly, without the Drunken Haze, Viper should not be losing this mid lane that badly. It's 22-10 to 14-4, so that's a very significant disparity that shouldn't be there. I would say Viper should have like a slight upper edge, maybe like up ahead by like 3 CS at this point in time. And in the bottom lane, the Troll is getting so much out of this lane. He's 19-5, which is exactly the same as a Venomancer.
Oh, we're seeing action on top lane though. Skywrath, he's Sunken, moves on over right behind Demon, and they're going to catch him in the trees and quickly take him about. Nice rotation coming out from the Skywrath to go through the secret shop area. And, you know, you got those old new hidden paths right there. It can make things a little more questionable for your Radiant off lane. Unfortunately, Demon does not see it coming, and he quickly gets taken down. So 2-0 for Leviathan. They're still on a nice little hot streak here. Troll, he gets the shield here on the bottom and can go extra aggressive. Gets fissured up, quickly pulls out the whirling axes, and will not be able to pursue. Those constant wards right there are going to be able to zone him back. They can be just so pesky and annoying. He's not going to go for a magic stick, but it is going to be Abaddon who does, so he'll benefit from the put out of all those little venomous wards and will be able to get the extra charges.
Jimmy's not getting anything in the top lane. I think they should switch lanes at this point. Either put Jigglebilly or the...
Hold that thought. They're going on mid. Bernstein Bears are out, and they're pushing right past the tower. Cyclone's going to hold him up in place, but here comes Sunken. He wants to aid out his Venomancer friend, and they can't pursue, and that leaves Exist now to go back to his original form with no mana, and Sunken will just make him pay. Get the hell back, sir. How dare you go on my mid lane?
That's always a huge plus if you can survive the first Panda Ultimate, just because Panda Ultimate is probably the strongest ultimate at level 6. You just can't kill it. You have to run away and just hope that it doesn't do as much damage as
takes a lot of
should.
micro skill, something I personally cannot do. I'll pull out the bears, and then I'll just control one, I guess, and figure out what the hell's actually happening. And, well, Troll continues to be a little aggressive here on Jiggle, but Trouf is constantly right there with his Earthshaker to slow their roll with the fissure, but he's not getting much himself also. I mean, if he was even considering trying to get a hold of an Arcanes, heaven forbid, a Blink at some point, it's going to take a long time to get there. But who is doing pretty good, though, is your Enigma in the jungle. He's pretty much having most free will, except for the camps that were denied, to bring it on up. He's got his Soul Ring.
Is in a lot of trouble.
Yep. Oh, boy. Up and up, and he's got 2 on his back right now. The Ancient Seal was already pulled out, and now he's deciding to jump back in. He's all over the place. Maybe he's waiting to see if he can get denied. Oh god,
Wow.
no, he's not going to get that,
That was
benefit.
a smart play by the Viper.
touch the
He aggroed the
stone.
Ancients himself so that
What a
so
play.
that the Panda couldn't get denied at all.
Very nice stuff.
That's a play that I haven't seen ever.
3-0, Leviathan, I'm telling you.
The
don't
pressure
count these
is
kids out.
on for Stay Free. They lost top and mid pretty badly, and they're losing bottom too. So now is the time to gather up the 5-man, the strength of the lineup relative to the Leviathans. But they don't have Panda Ultimate, and Void is still free farming. He is big. He's getting real big real fast.
Yeah, he is.
Dire's structures
Really,
are
really big.
fortified.
Working. He's actually is going to go for the Mask of Madness, so his attack speed with the Troll Ultimate is going to be pretty out of control.
They,
And,
I don't like Stay Free's plan right now though. I still contend that they should put Jigglability up top. It's very difficult to gank a Venomancer unless you have smokes, and he can at least pressure the Void a little bit and maybe make him invest in some regen instead of getting like a Maelstrom or something like that. But he should be able to pressure him a little bit, and on the same time you can kind of force a support to be up there, and by that token you can have like 3 or 4 people pressure bottom with only 3 to defend, and Leviathan's lineup is not equipped to defend as 3 at all.
And we'll see. I mean, they're going to try to make it work for now. They have 3 invested down the bottom. I think Shredder is just itching to take advantage of that Chronosphere. He is waiting eagerly in the back to see if they have any sort of lead. Jiggle is playing it extra safe, pulled all the way back. He does not have any help nearby, so once they do get a hold of him or scout him out, they might make the jump, and he will have no
You
one
got
to fall
scouted
back
out by
on, but,
the
Radiant's
wards,
bottom
though.
tower
This is
is
exactly
under
what
attack.
Leviathan should not be doing, is commit to Faceless Void to defend a push that's not
well, they want Chibi, and Chibi tried to TP, but that's not going to help you, sir, as they have the rocks and everyone right there to slow the roll. And they quickly take him down like it's nothing, so it does look like Stay Free get themselves on the board, and they quickly add pressure on this tier 1. Meanwhile, bottom Leviathan are going to go full dive mode once they see that happen. They go right behind the tower, they see Jiggle. It's Shredder leading out the front. He's got the shield to back it up as well. He throws out the Gale, but there goes the Chronosphere. A few smacks to the poisonous backside here of Jiggle, and hopefully he can take him down. There he goes. He does get it done, and we'll see if they can manage to trade the tower, because tier 1 in the mid lane was taken down. Stay Free do strike first as far as structures, and that does help them out with the disadvantage they did have in the early laning phase, so this will put them right back to
Radiant
even.
structures are
And
fortified.
Void is not going for a greedy build at all too, going with the Morbid Mask instead of, let's
Radiant's
say,
bottom
Midas.
tower is under
Yeah,
attack.
no Midas. I actually don't see a whole lot of Midas anymore build up, almost in general. I mean, definitely not on Void. Yeah, he's going to go more
He could
structured.
have easily. He was 50 CS in 9 minutes. It was very respectable. And he got the early first blood on the Nature's Prophet.
Does he actually have? Of course he does. I gotta tell you something about this Shredder guy. He must be rich. He always has. He had an Alpine set on Ursa. He has a Time Breaker, of course, on his Faceless Void.
You know, they have, like, this team. Sunken is one of the owners of a Golden
Yeah,
Roshan,
I've seen
too.
one of them have the Dragon Claw hook. Like, they have everything. So these kids aren't only work good together and they're up and comers. They have great style, which I do appreciate. And I think they pick based on that sometimes. They just want to show off these items. And well, Faceless Void sporting that Time Breaker, he does pick up that 1 kill on Jigglability earlier. And Jigglability still continues to be alone
Chibi
right
is getting
here.
destroyed in mid.
Oh yeah, they quickly wreck him about. Nothing else. They still commit a lot here in the mid lane on Stay Free, even after taking down the tower, just to get another notch in on that Viper. And quickly Stay Free are bouncing back from their deficit before, and Shredder moves himself all the way up to the top lane to take advantage of no one up here, so all that solo farm and XP there for himself. And Abaddon definitely needs to find a little farm for himself. He is at level 6, which is nice.
Radiant's
Good amount of
bottom
XP for
tower
your
is
support,
under
Abaddon, but
attack.
boots and a wand. I don't know if this guy's going to a Harry Potter party or something, but he definitely needs to build a little more gold for himself.
Yes.
The Leviathan does not have a good game plan right now. They're pressuring the Venos lane, which is the worst lane of pressure. It's
It's going to take a long time. They have to break through all the wards. He's constantly there. He'll throw out the Gale if necessary and just keep
And he's
moving.
unimportant to kill. Like, it doesn't really matter if you kill a Venomancer in the grand scheme of things. Like, after you do that, you have to, like, go home and heal. You generally can't
Yeah.
push a tower. So, in the grand scheme of efficiency, it's very often not worth it. And Void, he had to spend a lot of time not hitting creeps, which is decent. Which shouldn't happen. He should have just chilled.
Exists. Migrates up to the top lane. He had a DD on hand. Hopefully would have got a hold of someone, but he can't yet. He does have the ultimate ready to go. He's getting pretty close to his Blink Dagger, and he was already scary enough as it was, but that's going to make things a lot stronger for him. Once he gets a hold of that, he can grab any support and really take him apart, putting effective use to that primal split. So for now, he'll just go toe-to-toe with the Faceless Void in the top lane, farming as a core to their own, and it does look like Leviathan are pulling out another strategy here. They're going to shift all the way through the enemy jungle. They could see Crit right here. Crit has no mana for a black hole or anything. Quickly gets silenced. There's your Mystic Flare follow-up, and they're going to have to pursue. They've already constantly put out the nukes. Oh, there you go. Quickly pops out that mech. Heals up promptly so. Looking to come in from behind is Trout, but Trout doesn't have much mana either. One more Arcane Bolt could get it done. Oh, we can't get the last right click
Radiant's
in, and
middle
Crit
tower is
walks
under
away with about
attack.
20 life. Demon shows up, but he can't stop the TP, so that was a lot of work right there to get nothing out of it, unfortunately. Just kind of shooing Enigma away from his own jungle.
A lot of work for both teams, though. They have to commit 4 heroes to try and fend it off. And
Yeah.
Exist is playing very aggressively on Shredder, even though he's 300 gold away from his Blink Dagger. And still, not 1 point up in Drunken Haze. Is very effective versus Viper, and is very effective versus Faceless Void, too,
Yeah.
and even Troll, I'd say.
He doesn't care, man. He's sober all the way. He's not about that life, you know. He's gone through the program, the AA, and he's like, I'm not about that life. I'm just want to be a straight shooter here and not looking to party. Can't say the same, though, for Mr. Johnny Walker, but hey, you know what? He's not playing.
He's
blue,
gone
right?
to the farming life, dude. He has that spade.
Speaking of, though, I want to touch base with Earthshaker. You know, I judged him before. He does have Arcanes now.
He's actually pretty rich,
You know, he's doing
considering
okay.
his role.
Somehow, you know, he brought it back in together. He took some time to invest in a little selfish play and got that bit of farm. Top, it's going to be an invis. Shibby spots it out right here, quickly bottles it up,
Radiant's
and you know, we'll
bottom
have to see what
tower
he can
has
contribute
been
from here.
denied.
It looks like he is going to be building towards that mech. You know, not ideal quota timing that I would, you know, like to see typically out of your Viper, but he definitely has to get that extra bit of sustain. Meanwhile, they're pushing past the tower. Borrowed time was already popped here for Nushank, so here we go, double rotation just to pull out the bit of a defense, and Exist is going to run from behind. He still has the Panda split, but also jumping in. Oh, he gets the split off, though, and so Shredder, not with Chronosphere,
Dire's
not
top
looking to
tower
make a
is under
go,
attack.
and, well, they're going to go ahead and try to quickly lock down the Troll, who's also up here. The shield, though, is going to help
Whoa.
out, and now they're going to unload on the Panda. They take down one of the Bears, a lot of low Leviathan members here, and they get the nice fissure. The long catch right there does take down and finish off the Troll, and Leviathan kind of scrambling around with low resources
Dire's
and no
top tower is under
cooldown
attack.
here, as they're still waiting out for a Chronosphere, and it looks like Stay Free happy to get the pick off. They actually pull out a smoke, and they might consider a rotation around. Enigma does have Black Hole ready to go. Trouf has his Echo Slam. Oof, this could get ugly if they find a nice opportunity to open up.
This is a very interesting smoke game.
They're going all the way through the back door here. Oh, they're going to run right into Shibby. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Get that ugly model right now. They jump on in. They look to slam it. Something's right there. Just try to zone back with a Mystic Flare. It does eat a lot of it, but regardless, they do take down Shibby. But here's your jump back in. Shredder does have Chrono now. Catches on 3. Looking to unload here on Crit, and Crit will fall. So no opportunity to even get the Black Hole off, and they're still going to pursue and retreat back the rest. Demon, Self-Sprout, TP. Nope, cut that tree down, sir. And they quickly take him down. Nice 2-for-1 trade now for Leviathan as they shoo back the rest to Stay Free, who tried to go with the cheeky backdoor smoke gank.
It was an ill-conceived one. If they had Panda Ultimate, it would be a good idea, but without Panda Ultimate, there's no reason for them to do so. Not a good reason. Like, yeah, sure, they have, like, the mecha advantage, but it's a very small one when, like, the fight they took was pushing up into this hill, so they don't have the positional advantage. They don't have the numbers advantage because Nature's Prophet wasn't there yet, and they also they just didn't have enough ultimates on it.
Yeah, they should. A lot of Leviathan were already committed to top after all those TPs, and it wouldn't have taken long for them to just rotate over and try to help out. And you know, getting a hold of Viper, he's already a tough cookie to crack as it is, so you're going to be investing quite a bit of time even just to take him down. So that allowed Leviathan to move on over and counter back with throw. Great initiation. So props to them. Top lane, here's Crit, but you know you got to be careful coming in as Trout is there to try to help out, and will slow their roll. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Shredder now opening up on this lane. It looks like he's got the Ogre Club, and he's going to go right for the BKB build. So, you know, a little more sustain, a little more defense.
Does he need it? I guess.
I guess for Venomancer, he doesn't want to be crippled too much
Dire's
from the
top tower
poison.
is
Obviously,
under
the
attack.
Malphus, anything Earthshaker
He
has
has
to
the
pull out.
Abbott to back him
Are
up, though.
fortified.
And they already have a Vlad on control.
That is but one man. What if he's busy shielding someone else?
They
with
don't have
the
any
precious
burst
scroll?
for him, though. Like, unless he gets caught on an Echo Slam, like, there's very little burst to take him down. It's very predictable
Dire's
damage,
top
and I think
tower
if he
has
really
fallen.
isn't deep doo-doo, then he can just, you know, walk out of
Dude,
Chronosphere.
can you just take it easy for a
Radiant
moment? There are kids
structures
watching
are
this, I'm sure,
fortified.
alright?
He can just walk out of Chronosphere. And he has treads, and he has double lifesteal. I don't know. I don't think it's necessary at all. I think he could have gotten away with a much more aggressive build, like a Maelstrom, and then secure their Roshan, and then that way they can keep up the pressure. But I suppose he
Guess
already
he's
has
just playing it
troll
extra
for
safe.
damage.
I mean, I understand if the Skywrath was maybe on the other team, but I can see what you
Yeah,
mean
I
right there. But
I
there's
think
heavy
it's too
initiation
safe.
that could be coming potentially from Stay Free, but that's not going to happen. Enigma is not going to go right, you know, blitz forward for the Blink Dagger. He is also personally going to go for a BKB, so that definitely will benefit him as being able to walk on through and slam down the R button and bring together the team. And as far as Demon goes, well, he's going to go for the Orchid build. Now, we see many Nature's Prophets who like to go more aggressive, pick up the bling build, I like to say. Merlini there, you know, the Nulls. And then, of course, the Blade Mail follow-up. How do you feel about that? I mean, that is just
It
like
works.
a new era
It's
of Nature's Prophet.
I would have never theory crafted that build in
It
10
seems
years.
to do the job.
It does do the job.
The doo-doo job.
The doo-doo job indeed.
Orchid, though, are going to be picked up here for Demon. So that could work out if he does manage to get a hold of
it's
pretty much
decent
anyone.
versus Abaddon.
You can lock him out.
Yeah, it's decent for Abaddon, but at the same time, like Nature's Prophet hasn't really contributed anything.
He's having a hard night. 0, 2, and 4. Jump on through. They get a hold of Crit right here. Crit is taking a bit of muscle, and he has a mech to follow this up. He'll quickly pop that up. He gets healed, turn up Malphus. I think he's going to just save the black hole, of course, and will just have to sacrifice himself. So Enigma up here, farming alone, ultimately caught out right now. So they get the nice grab. It is Shibby who picks up the last hit on that one.
Most Faceless Voids would have moved to the other side of Enigma on that during that Chrono Spear. And it's these small things that...
Just a body block right there.
Well, it's just for more
Dyer's
efficiency.
middle tower
He wasn't
is
going to kill him
under
in the
Merlini
initial
101
Chrono Spear.
efficiency.
Dude, it's all
the
about
little
the
bit.
efficiency.
I like it. It's like the little thumb tip. It's almost like that paper clip that pops up on Windows every once in a while. You're just like right there, just like for extra efficiency. Make sure you walk around the front of him and beat the hell out of him in the face. So that way he has a harder time getting around. You can get that 1, maybe 2 extra right clicks in.
More uptime, dude.
The efficiency is what it's all about. I can agree with that. So regardless, though, the objective is done. They take down the Enigma regardless, and he's put down a peg. 1, 2, and 2 there for Crit. Moves on back in. Would love to be able to finish out that BKB. For being takedown like that, he surprisingly is pretty good as far as net worth. He's number 5 right now. Your number 1, of course, is your Faceless Void.
Dyer's
He now
bottom
has the
tower
hammer,
is
and
under
he's
attack.
not that far off from finishing out that BKB. At that point, then he can move on to the Maelstrom, of course, bring in that extra damage, bring the pain. Still pretty quiet, though, is your Jiggle Billy Venomancer. He does go for the Blade Mill build.
Dyer's
Higgins is getting-
structures are
They're
fortified.
getting manhandled, it looks like, on the bottom lane. You see all sorts of TPs come right on in and quickly Stay Free pull back. But
Dyer's
regardless,
bottom
they do
tower
take down the
has
tower.
been
It gets
denied.
denied there from Shibby. So they take that bit of gold back and Stay Free. Just kind of chalk that one up as they can't overcommit and risk handing over a team fight for the tower, and they just step back with what they got. Exist had completed out that Blink Dagger, and it looks like he's just going to move on to getting a new pair of shoes. Power treads, it looks like. But from here on out, I got to ask you, this is a question that's been asked many a time about your Brewmasters, of course. Back in the day, it was more about getting a hold of Agnums and taking advantage of that ult, but lately it's been more utility, more aura, getting the Vlads, getting the AC. Any personal preference as far as Brewmasters go? Maybe is it a situational thing, like depends on the game
It's
at
a
hand?
situational thing. This game, they have absolutely terrible late game on the Radiant, so I would say like any
Dyer's
mid-game
top
item is
tower
way better
is
than
under
saving it
attack.
for, let's say, an AC. Like a Vlad plus Drums will be much more effective than AC in this situation, just because they can't afford to let the game go late. But I don't know. I think Stay Free's in a lot of trouble. Their lineup can't deal with a Void in the later game, and he's gonna have BKB soon. He's gonna have an Abaddon to back him up. He has a Viper
Dyer's
with a
top
mech. He has
tower
a
is under
Vlads
attack.
and the ult from the Troll. So they're pretty much just gonna steroid the Faceless Void, and
Dyer's
they
structures
can't
are
kill him
fortified.
twice. They can kill him once with Black Hole,
Radiant's
and
bottom
Echo
tower
Slam,
is
yeah,
under
ultimate,
attack.
Panda ultimate, but they don't have good sustain in team fight. The team fight goes longer than 20 seconds. They're in a lot of trouble.
Loading on Roche, they leave Shredder to finish the job. Roche is making him work for it, though. He gets a nice bashing right there. Shredder will grab
Roshan
up.
has
That
fallen
ace
to the
definitely
Dire.
secures that BKB for himself. Troll's also very, very close to getting a hold of his own personal BKB, so all that heavy magic output that's coming out from Stay Free is going to get quickly nerfed down before they even have the opportunity to
Dyer's
see a
top
big
tower
man on
has fallen.
man team fight.
TP'd in on top.
Here we go. Demon catches him out with the Sprout, the jump forward clap, and quickly Troll's going to pull up the axes, get a little bit of assistance from Abaddon, who gets cycloned up in the air. There's your zoning Mystic Flare. Big damage on Crit. He's also silenced about. Your Viper Strike is going to slow him down. They persist on forward. They can't even finish off the Abaddon, and they do already take down 2 supports on the side of Stay Free. This Leviathan rotation in, paying off for him. Sunken, though, might be caught out here from Exist. Exist desperate to try to get a hold of at least one casualty, but man, Abaddon right there with the heals and the shields. Now they can't stop Exist from TPing out. He will make a swift escape right there at the end. No bash luck, unfortunately.
Shredder,
for
I think he's 0 for 3 on bashes on TPing Hero.
Nice Frog, please. Please help me out. I need the RNGesus with my side. Amen.
So Stay Free,
Hallelujah.
they used Panda Ultimate and a Black Hole, and they couldn't even get 1 kill. And there were only 2 people there to start
They're
off with.
sweating for these kills. They can't get them.
So things are looking absolutely terrible for Stay Free. I don't exactly know what their game plan was with their lineup. Maybe they wanted to push early, but they haven't.
So do you think it's just about the execution? I mean, they put together a pretty strong lineup as far as heroes goes in draft. And Leviathan, man, though. The item build has been a bit questionable, but they're going really defensive. And they're toughing out this aggressive team fight behavior that Stay Free been giving it to them. And if this goes much longer, after the defensive items are built up like your BKBs, they're going to start going damage, and they're going to quickly get the upper hand in some of these exchanges. And it's going to look pretty good for Leviathan. So
I think they should have gone more 5-man items and just try and 5-man down Leviathan's like mid and bottom tower, but they haven't been able to do that. Like if you look at
Radiant's
Venomancer, he has a
middle
Blade
tower
Mail
is under
and
and he's going to go for Agnes.
Radiant
for Ags, I think the
structures
Ags is
are
fine. And then-
fortified.
Ags does go through BKB, not the damage, but the skill persists through BKB now, so depending on the timing, they could still eat some big damage after the conclusion
Radiant's
of a
middle
BKB.
tower
time.
has
So
fallen.
that's a nice little notch that adds for Venomancer. Thank you very much, 6.82. But for now, Leviathan do clean up that mid tier 1 tower and, you know, touching base on our net worth graph. Nothing too significant, just inching towards the 1K advantage for Leviathan, but they're definitely going to hold on to this upper hand advantage as long as possible as now they continue to add pressure here on the mid. Crit still has a lot of time in the black hole, and Leviathan know that, so they're happy to move on in and take a fight. Shredder's got his chrono ready to go, so they're eager to make a fight happen here while the rest of Stay Free. They're kind of split pushing still. Demon's up there at the top, same with Jiggle. So that's pretty interesting. as
Wow.
they make a fight happen.
Shredder tries to go in, misses 2 hits. and
Dire's
Existence
top
blinks out.
tower is under attack.
Well then.
That's a bit of a footsie play, I guess I like to say. It's a little tit for tat right there.
Yeah, Stay Free just doesn't. They're not playing cohesively, and like, what has Venomancer and Nature's Prophet exactly done this game? Not really that much. Hopefully, we'll see some more like split push pressure from them later.
They've been split pushing a bit, but
Yeah,
not really
they
taking
can't
that
really
a
overcommit
lot.
because Faceless Void would just solo kill them.
Dire's
So I can
top tower
understand their
is under
hesitation,
attack.
but at
Yeah.
the same time, they can't just let Leviathan do whatever
Yeah.
they want, and they pretty much are doing whatever they want. They're farming all 3 lanes. They're farming the opponent's jungle. They've done Roshan. They were pressuring the T2, and Shredder is just like,
Here they
I
go.
don't
Finally
care
go
about
aggressive. They smoke forward, pull out the Fissure. They get the nice Orchid right there, though, and they catch out Jenkins. Jenkins might be caught out here. They even commit the Echo Slam for it. Will they finally take him down? They will. He gets out what he can as possible. Can they take down the Brute before he gets this? Yes, they can. Nice grab there. They make it an even trade. Actually, now they end up taking down Shroud, so the advantage now for Leviathan. A good turnaround for them, and they are still getting the upper hand in these fights. Very good stuff.
good stuff indeed.
Good stuff. But yeah, I mean, I know what you're
Shredder,
talking about.
Chrono, and Crit.
Grabs him, smacking him in the backside. The Blue Man Group in trouble right here as he's trying to get away. He does have Black Hole, but no, I can't waste it here on one guy. I cannot. I got to get the hell out of here. And, well, he's not. You can't go that way. There's that efficiency, Merlini. He gets right in front of him, but here comes Demon. Going to try Orchid, Sprout, anything to stop him, and he can get it. Shredder, though, can't get around these damn trees. God damn it, you Nature's Prophet. I wanted to go for Enigma, and now he's going to fall.
Radiant's
There we go,
bottom
but
tower
of
is
course
under
there's that
attack.
Aegis. Second life to come back up if he wants it, and we'll see if he just promptly time walks out of here. Fissure, though, going to lock him in place a bit, and he eats the Gale, but Faceless Void, doing Faceless Void things. We'll be able to
Dire's
quickly
middle
time move
tower
away
is under attack.
and move on out. But look what's happening on the bottom lane. It's Leviathan pushing on in,
Radiant's
adding pressure on
bottom
this tier
tower
2,
is under
and they
attack.
should be able to take it down.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. Aegis will inspire on him
Radiant's
anyways.
bottom tower has
But,
fallen.
I mean, Enigma is surprisingly tanky.
You know, to pull on back, but you know, questioning Stay Free's tankiness. Demon, he's only at 986 life. For a guy who likes the gym,
Jenkins,
he's not lifting a whole lot.
that was
What the hell's happening over here? Oh, you're right. There's a rumble in the jungle over here. As Jenkins is getting caught out. It looks like Stay Free moved on through. Does get the aid there from Newchamp. Sprouted up, and we'll be able to walk back. So a lot of effort here to try to take anyone down from a Leviathan. They're not making it easy.
I like that golden demon too.
Wait, are you telling me that they have a Doomling as well
Yeah.
on the side of Leviathan?
Yeah, it's near
Jesus
the mid
Christ, these
T3.
kids. Are they kidding me right now? They're rich as... Bunch of preps, if you tell me, but whatever.
I mean, look at Sunken's farm. He has an Atos and an Urn for crying out loud on the Skywrath Mage.
They're
He's-
rich.
Yeah, he is rich.
It's the
He's like
towers.
almost.
They're taking
He's
down the
fairly
towers.
close to the mid Panda, which is very, very surprising. He hasn't died yet this game, but slowly but surely the amount.
For a Skywrath Mage not dying, that's quite the achievement, I'd have to say.
Yeah,
For one of the squishiest heroes.
but
in
at the
game.
same time, how is Stay Free going to kill him? Like they have.
Well, at this point, I don't know. He's got great positioning. You know,
They
he's
have
doing a great
Abaddon
job
to
at
back
least
him up.
zoning with the Mystic Flares and really making him work for you know
Yes.
commitment. So you know, definitely have to give Sunken a bit of props. This guy's shown a lot of promise, whether it's your Skywrath Mage or Disruptor and what have you.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
smelling some serious bacon right now, dude. And in real life, not in the game. There's your Jigglebilly. Agnum's going to be complete right now. He had to work a bit for it, and we'll see how much their team fight is going to be able to try to bring this one back, because that's the big question. They've committed a lot in this draft as far as team fight, your Black Hole, your Echo Slams, your Venomous Gales. They want to go for the big wombo combo kind of a factor to try to take it to Leviathan, but Leviathan have shown that they have a tough shell to break through if you want to even take down anyone. So as
they
the
get
game
like
does
a
progress,
pipe on Leviathan. I mean, they just
Oh,
do like
yeah.
no damage. They need one. I would say on Viper, but he went for a BKB. But
BKB gaming's real. As you, Troll also completes in. That makes it 3 BKBs now
BKB is a
done.
good solution too. And smoke.
On,
They smoke. 3-man smoke.
Oh, blaze it up, boys. They pull out the purple stuff, and they're going to shift on through this top lane here and maybe bait out Shredder with it, if at all possible, as they linger in the sidelines here, seeing if anyone wants to take a bite on the worm. And They'll just play it very slow right here. Meanwhile, mid lane,
Radiant's top
Shivy
tower
scouting
is
out.
under
We'll not
attack.
quite see Exist right there, but Exist is going to move over to this top lane. There's a lot of pressure on this tier 1 tower. Leviathan want to get it, and it looks like Stay Free want to defend it. Crit has yet to get that big Toby-style black hole.
It's really difficult. Every time Voice sees him, he's just gonna get chronoed. So he doesn't have a blink dagger yet because he needed the BKB.
Radiant's top
Oh, he's
tower
jumping on
is
through.
under
Oh, the
attack.
whiff of the chrono, not going to be there for Shredder. He was hoping to get a hold of Exist, waiting right there, and he can't do it.
Radiant
So
structures
that is a
are
big
fortified.
ultimate down, but, you know, they get the tier 1, and I think Leviathan are going to pull back. They're just going to wait for another chrono to be available. Shredder TP's out. Not like Exist is going to commit the Primal Split Cyclone to try to stop him, so he makes his way out. Leviathan, I guess, just happy with the tier 1, but look at this. It looks like Stay Free. Chrono's down, boys. We're going to go right on in, see if we can get a hold of him. And Demon jumps in with a nice TP, gets a hold of Nushem, pulls out the Orchid. Abaddon has to use the Borrowed Time, and now he gets locked down. This could be a loss of a support right here. No one's nearby. Send my love to my wife. Abaddon's gone.
So it looks like Stay Free has transitioned into more to the split push. The reason why two of them TP'd out was because Nature's Prophet was putting a lot of pressure on bottom, and then immediately they swoop in for the kill. So that's probably the best way to take it from now. But at the same time, Leviathan, again, Chronosphere is really good at dealing with split pushers, as is a Skywrath gang. So I don't know how many will be too successful, especially since Nature's Prophet doesn't have any mobility item. So all they need to do, Leviathan, is kill Demon a couple of times, and then the split push pressure will be alleviated, and then they can try and proceed about as a normal game. But you can tell that they're...
Oh, here we go, a toe-to-toe match. Trouf is forced to pull out the Echo Slam, knowing that he cannot stand towards Troll. Troll does commit his BKB, sees Exist come in, and Demon, and he'll promptly TP out on the back end of that BKB. So just a little bit of harassment right there. Was hoping to get the solo pick off on Trouf, but he's not going to be so lucky. So he promptly pulls back, and that's a BKB charge now for Troll. And moving on through, it's Crit and company that are moving through aggressively in the enemy territory, but here's Sunken, gets a shield up, scouts out Crit right now. Echo Slam, nope, not sorry, Echo Slam, there's your Ancient Seal, trying to get a hold of Crit right here, but jumping on through is going to be the Brood, pulls up Primal Split, trying to get a hold of that Skywrath Mage, but regardless, they do take down the Enigma. Another Black Hole not going to be utilized in any sort of engagement here, as they do take one support. Brew trying to work so hard again to get a hold of that support Sky, but now Sky has turned the table on him. There's your split, going to be concluded, and he quickly pulls out the Blink. TP in the corner, can they catch him? They can't. And he makes his way out. So at the end of that one, just a support takedown. Leviathan pull ahead still, 12-6.
Yeah, the gold lead is surprisingly
Not too
fairly
crazy.
close at 2,500. Nature's Prophet has caught up very nicely. He started off
Yeah.
0 and 2, gave up first blood, and he's just been farming in the meantime just because Leviathan is kind of forced
Gotta
to
get a
stay beyond his
Blink Dagger, I would imagine here. If he wants that mobility. You're going with the Bulldog standard now of your Maelstrom. He might just commit on forward with the extra gold he's got to finish out the Mjolnir. But if he does want that mobility, would like to consider possibly
Radiant's
Blink.
middle
Enigma
tower
does
is under
manage to throw
attack.
together the BKB. Leviathan already unloading right now. You can see that Troll ult going to work right there as they quickly take down that tier 2 tower. And I don't think Stay Free are not going to look to contest this. So tier 2 is going to fall. That
Radiant's
is
middle
leaving
tower
one
has
outer
fallen.
tower here on the side of
Dire's
Stay
bottom
Free. And
tower
Jiggle is
is
still
under
split pushing
attack.
top on this Venomancer, man. He is ragging it up for such a ugly poison creature.
Trouf has the potential for a really big place here. If he gets a good echo on like Faceless Void +2, they can just mop out Leviathan and then transition into Erosion themselves, and then
Uh-oh.
Void will be underfarmed.
They're scouting on through, seeing if they can find Jiggle. Jiggle puts down this ward, so he does see them, and he quickly pulls back, effectively, constantly dropping those
Jiggler?
wards for the Jiggler. Slithering and jiggling his way away from
What's
any
the
sort of
vid booster for?
It's a Vit booster?
I think
He's
most-
getting Atos himself, maybe?
Most Venos would have gone for a Veil here, I think. Just to
You think
make
even
him
with all the
actually
BKBs
useful
on the
in
side of Leviathan,
Dude,
the Veil
Veil,
wouldn't
Veil
be,
is amazing versus BKB. You can cast it on people while they're BKB.
The timing's there. You get it still.
But it's-
how
it's-
long does
it's
Veil
not like
last
a-
for?
It lasts like 20 seconds. I
Oh,
think?
so it's much longer than a BKB.
25
yeah,
maybe.
so-
It's a really long time, but that's a standard build I say, especially with Venom Ultimate. You just dump both of them on the and
Dire's
they'll
bottom
just
tower
flop.
is under attack.
So,
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's either
lasts
gonna be
for
that, or
25
I don't know
seconds.
what, a Crimson Guard. So it's either the Atos or the Crimson Guard or something. We'll
Could
find
be a
out.
heart.
Heart Venomancer.
I mean, it could be art. It could also be just casual bit boosters. But the way the engagements have been boiling down, there haven't been like any big 5-on-5 brawls.
Boom! Echo on
Boom.
Troll. Solve this riddle, buddy. And he quickly pulls out the BKB, and he has to move on back, but they don't get the kill, and now it's turning on Trouf's face. Oh, the Chrono on 2. They take down Trouf. Now they go for the Enigma. Right clicks ahoy, and they quickly make him fall. BKB was available, but still not the big team fight situation
lane.
where he can drop it. But meanwhile, top lane, we see the back end of that one as engagement continued on bottom, and it's going to be Sunken who falls to the hands of Jiggle on that Venomancer. Puts it right in like it's
Dire's
nothing.
middle
So finally,
tower is
Skywrath
under
falls.
attack.
That's actually a reasonable bounty now that goes into the hands of Jiggle.
Yeah, Chico actually just walked into the Mystic Flare with Blade Mail on and almost killed Sunken using that.
So I guess that's where that extra, the Vite Booster and the extra health will benefit. He just walks in. I'll take this Mystic Flare, no problem. Pops out the Blade Mail, and Skywrath really is not going to handle that excessive amount of damage. But Roche is back up. Leviathan had taken down 3 all day, and they're just going to move on to and get a hold of that Aegis once more while Jiggle continues to pressure out this top lane. That would be a good Aegis snack for them. Imagine going in the hands of your Faceless Void, who did go MKB. It's a smart choice, considering there's a Brew on the other team. You definitely need that to get through the evade. I mean, what it's looking like thus far is Brew.
Wait, why are they not?
Roshan has fallen
Why
to the
was he
down.
out of the pit? He like walked out of the pit. I thought that he was going to give the Aegis to Troll for a second, but
He's just
apparently
scouting for anyone lingering by. But,
so Void's like huge.
he's
How is
big.
an NP going to compete with the Void in the late game?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Is late game, you're a Brew and a Nature's Prophet who hopefully can put together some decent right click. But if they ever get a hold of them with the Chronosphere, that's going to be grim. And then they're more on the defense and trying to get away and not really trying to go too offensive. So I think for Stay Free, it's going to be more about maybe split push, more Rat Dota to try to get a hold of the base and try to get the upper hand here, because the team
That's their
fight and
best
the
shot
right
at
click
victory.
is the best thing that Leviathan have going for them is just any sort of team fight regardless. They're happy to make the fight come their way. They might just continue to push it on out, and for Stay Free, they need to continue to add pressure elsewhere, which is what Jiggle's been doing. You know, he's been doing overtime work in this top lane, and Demon needs to get on that page and maybe do the same on the bottom, constantly spreading Leviathan thin and making him second guess where the commitment should be. But they're rolling with 3 here in the mid lane. They do see Exist, but Exist, he's way to the south right here, so knows that he doesn't have proper vision, I would imagine, on the top of the Actually, they do. Do they have vision up here? No, it doesn't look like it.
They don't.
So, you know, he can just properly wait to the south. He doesn't really know where most of Leviathan are and wants to play it extra safe.
Demon's man-moding.
And loading the hole with a BKB. Oh, there's your black hole. It does lock him in place. Here comes Trout, strolls on in. Can we get the slam, baby? Oh, he doesn't need it. Pulls out Fisher, but he does on Shredder. But Shredder doesn't even eat a lick of it because he's got BKB. Just cleans up Trout.
Oh, he misses!
Oh, he misses. It's just below crit. Ooh, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Crit makes it out. That could have been another takedown. Meanwhile, top lane, Shibby tries to get a hold of Jiggle, but Jiggle had promptly TP'd back to base as well. So they're continuing to
Hashtag not efficient.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well,
Well, Shredder, you know, bit off and on with some of his chronos as of recent, getting desperate to try to get a hold of anyone in the dark. That's the second time he does not have proper vision and will not get the benefit of grabbing
dude,
him.
dude does not even have blink. That should have been super easy, Chrono.
Well,
Jimmy,
don't hate
I
on the guy
bet
too
I know
hard.
Jimmy's laughing really hard right now. He's just cracking up.
He's going for Necro Book here. So he's really going hard on the side push. So it
That-
looks like
that
that's going to be the game plan.
Is their game plan, and
Yeah.
like when your push fails, you still have to go with the general strat, which is taking down towers, because they're like Nature's Prophet is never going to be able to man fight Faceless Void in this particular matchup, and Venomancer isn't going to either. So they just can't take on the Void one-on-one, spread them thin, pick off the other heroes, probably get a sheep so they can deal with the BKBs.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, a good Earthshaker play can also deal with BKBs, but Trough has been playing more defensively than offensively, which is fine up until this point.
Yeah, and when he does go offensively, it doesn't really seem to work out for him, unfortunately. I like the Necro Book. It takes advantage of them not having the weight
Ooh,
clearing, but look at him. Yeah,
Demon.
he's jumping right in for Demon. Oh, he's self-sprout, and that does not do well as it sets up for the easy Mystic for a follow-up as well. And now Shredder going to go in the retreat. He has no mana to get away from
Oh.
So they might get a 2-for-1 special
He
right here
silenced a
on the
creep.
return. And do miss the silence, unfortunately. And looking to retreat from the north here. Shredder, can he get away from this one? He cannot. Eats a rock to the face, so your first life is going to go down here. And we'll see if the Time Walk is going to get him out of this one as they try to pull him down. No, he's going to man up and try to take Trout here with the pop of the BKB, which I guess the timing could have been weird if he knew he was going to get the chrono off. He could have maybe waited for the BKB first, but maybe was hoping that there wasn't going to be a stun right after the Aegis life. So he gets one support takedown, so it ends up being a 2-for-1, if you don't count the Aegis, of course. And every time I look at the top lane, man, it's just Jiggle up here on this Venomancer.
Just jiggling
I'm just
away.
going to jiggle this top lane, no problem. What are you going to do about it, huh? What are you going to do? I got 3,200 life. He might go beefcake status. You might be right. He might be going for heart here. He's like, all I'm going to do is just sit up here like a tough cookie and
Yeah,
just
but you
keep,
just ignore him.
keep creaking it down. And they're like, pesky Venomancer is eventually going to get on our base. He's eventually just going to slither and jiggle his way into our base, and we're going to be busy doing something else in one of these like big team fights. That would be something.
He pushes so slowly, though. He's not like a fast pusher.
It's like a snail. Just creeping his way up like a plague, you know, just slowly creeps on in, and you're just like, Nabbit, get rid of these wards.
He hasn't died in a very long time, though, so that is definitely something that Jigglability has been going for. It's often very difficult to avoid.
Oh, he pops out the ultimate, he commits
Lots
it here
of
on
deaths.
Troll, and Troll's like, whoa, whoa, whoa! I don't like that. And he'll be quickly taken down on life, but he doesn't care. He's not going to adhere anywhere else, and I guess with the low cooldown, you can kind of just freely put it out there. You have it once a minute, so why not, right? Meanwhile, back on the bottom, it looks like we're going to catch out here Sunken. Sunken's going to quickly be taken down. So your Skywrath Mage gets caught out just like that. Uh-oh, here comes Shredder. Jumps on in. He's shredding up Trout. Johnny Walker, the bottle's going to break on the floor right now. Exist does get off. The Primal Split as the Viper Strike does come in. And now that he turns his attention, he cyclones up Viper and wants to finish off the prized Faceless Void. They're going to commit the Black Hole as well. And here comes a TP in from Jenkins. Jenkins wants to aid his ally in need. Orchid's going to stop him from time walking out from Jimmy. A bash is going to be able to hold him in place, but they do finish off the Faceless Void. Now they turn attention back on Crit. Crit gets off his BKB, but he can't get away from the Tomahawk throw of Jenkins. But now Jenkins is going to get caught out. Back and forth. Demon falls out of the hands of Shibby. Shibby now turns towards Exist. That Necro Book is trying to get a hold of the Troll, and Exist will fall to the hands of Shibby. Shibby with the double kill. It's Leviathan who come out on top. Nice rotation in.
Look who's up top,
Dyer's
jiggling away.
bottom tower
Jiggle,
is under
dag
attack.
nabbit, just constantly side pushing in that frickin' Venomancer jiggling on home. Do you think that's Concernicus at all? That the Venomancer is like, I don't want to fight, guys. I'm just gonna.
Oh, what's he supposed to do? He didn't have his ultimate
I'm
up.
just gonna push.
He doesn't have any mana.
I got my own thing here.
He should get like a. I don't. He should get a veil.
Radiant's
This man
middle
knows
tower
people.
is under
Well,
attack.
why get a veil now? It's clear he's not going to be in a team fight. He's like, oh, if I just catch out one, I'll just veil them and pop my ult, and they'll have to go back to base.
BOTs maybe.
BOTs would be nice. Then he can actually go in if needed. You know,
BOTs Bloodstone.
4,300
Run in
gold.
there.
I mean, what kind of like offshore account is he building up right now? He's got near 4.4k of gold. It's the richest Venomancer I've seen in my life.
It's so tanky.
Third on net worth right now.
People aren't going to focus on Venomancer anyways.
I know, it's like seeing a bristle or something, but not even in like the spread's not even as I don't know. It's just I'm just gonna get this tomato, no big deal. So, you know, we'll see if it ends up working out for them here. As for the rest of Stay Free, they're the ones tussling in these fights, and fight after fight, they're not really getting the upper hand. But the net worth, not crazy in favor of Leviathan. Just about, 5 near 6k of net worth in their advantage. But
But they keep getting Roshan, which is the big concern, because next
Yeah.
one's going to be Aegis and Shees, and Faceless Void, he has room for, 2 more items, so he's just going to be an absolute nuisance. They have been handling it very well because of the black holes finally from Crit, but still, I think Leviathan can keep pressure out. They're taking fights very few and far between, whereas they can rely on things like Skywrath Ultimate, which is pretty low cooldown, and just Faceless Void beating on people with Troll Ultimate in order to kill people. But they're waiting too long in between fights. They're waiting for the Panda Ultimate to be up and the Enigma Ultimate to be
there
up,
it is.
and
The
not
heart.
making good use of Aegis.
Hard on Jiggle.
With the heart.
So this is 2.7k. on
You know,
your
if you
Venomancer.
made a Radiance, I think the heart would have made sense. But you just ignore the Venomancer. Just pretend he's a creep, because that's pretty much what he is.
Mega creep. Ultra
He's a
mega,
mega
creep
creep.
right now. Moving on in, spawning. It's like a mega boss creep, So they're not going to tackle him. It looks like they
He
might
brought
ignore
a clarity potion for himself. We're crying
Yeah,
out.
just running
It's
low on
40
mana.
minutes into the game.
The boy likes his mana, I'm one that
I don't
likes his mana
disagree,
as
but
well.
why not get
wow,
like a
he actually leaves
Bloodstone?
the top lane. He's going to go to mid.
Why not get a Bloodstone instead of a heart?
Well, because he's not really getting kills either. He's only 1-1, so where are you going to get your charges from, I guess?
It's good for Link. It's good for mana. He needs a mana
well, I
regen.
don't know.
You could get a
Lincoln Pen
Scythe.
or something.
Scythe would be
yeah, a
nice.
Scythe would be good.
Veil would be mega useful.
Now he's just buff as ever. He's creeping through with his Venomancer. And
He has no move speed either. He's 335 move speed. He's so slow. He could also go for like
all
a
right,
drums.
we can't pay
Manta,
too
though.
much attention to Jiggle.
I think it's hilarious.
We're gonna have to pull Leviathan and just not care about Jiggle a whole lot. So
It's
we'll move
awesome.
to the bottom, but yeah. Oh, here we go. BKB TP. There's Venomancer. Hey, get out of here. Gets the one little right click in, and
Radiant's top
Troll
tower
quickly
is
pieces
under
out while the
attack.
rest of his team is adding pressure. They're going to
Radiant
eliminate the last
structures
outer
are
tower here for
fortified.
Stay Free. They're making him work though. They glyph it up, and quickly Exist shows up and says, "Get the hell back."
See your Necro Book and raise you another Necro Book.
Oh
says
boy.
everyone.
Yeah, they jump on through. Shredder does catch this one. He goes for Demon, and there's your bada bing, bada boom play from your Skywrath Mage Faceless Void. And they quickly take down that Nature's Prophet. So your right click might be out of the question now. And here comes Viper and company Moving on through, they want to get hold of Trout. Desperation Echo Slam, but it's not going to get a whole lot off right there. Barely any damage on the Faceless Void. Here's Jiggle, though. Jiggle's in the fight. Let's go, baby. He's got the heart, but oh, Jiggle, no. Jiggle, no. Crit, though, gets a nice black hole, but where's the damage? They got none. Oh, man, the Blue Man group going to quickly be taken down, and that's a full 5-man.
The moment you were born.
Shibby looks like, oh, he's close.
5 for nil.
Jiggle Billy doesn't do anything with his items.
He went in there.
It's a big problem. You're playing the farm game against the Faceless Void.
And, well, not just the Faceless Void. Even the Troll's building up some nice damage. He's looking like
Viper has
he's gonna
MKB.
get MKB, and Viper also has MKB. These guys all freaking hit hard. They just waited to the right time to bring this one on back, and I think this is it. They're going to look to put a lid on this game. It's rough. Only Nature's Prophet has a buyback right now. And you
Stay Free had to fight sometime, though. If they don't, they just force.
I mean, do you think it was just too little too late by that point? It's clear that Leviathan
they didn't have a
filled
good
up the
game
farm.
plan. They didn't have a good game plan to
Has
win.
fallen.
It's like, hey, we'll split push, but their lineup's like not good at
Radiant's
split
top
pushing
barracks
against
has
Leviathan.
So with a solid draft, the game plan though,
The early game
a bit
was
questionable.
just very.
Radiant's
Chemistry
middle
also
tower
something that they're
under
probably
attack.
working on. You know, this is a
Radiant's
fresh
middle
team,
tower
a lot of
has fallen.
individual talent, but they really haven't had a whole lot of experience playing together. Just some sprint play, and
Radiant's
people
middle
have been talking about how there's been
barracks
a lot
has
of
fallen.
promise there. But
Mhm.
we always talk about Leviathan, man. These guys have been playing together for a long time. Their draft seems a touch unorthodox, but they make it work. They build up the farm, they build up the resources, and all the potential to take it well into the late game, and that is definitely where they are shining. And just to kind of play it extra safe, they're going to move on back and battle the big one here. They take on the Roche, and already down a set of racks. Stay Free, scratching their heads as far as where do we do? What do we take it from here? 'Cause it looks like we might be going down, kids.
Leviathan's game plan is a little bit easy.
Roshan
But
has
in terms
fallen
of
to the dire.
yeah, their game plan overall, I've been trying to introduce something called like a power curve. Is like your
Power
team's
curve.
relative strength to time in the game, just judging by heroes.
Okay.
And Stay Freeze is more like a cliff. It's like pretty strong at the start, and then it just
then
falls
just
off at
falls
like
off.
30 plus, I'd say.
Alright.
Unless, and then Leviathan's is like it probably aligns very low slope. It's not very strong at start because you have these heroes like Troll and Faceless and Viper who aren't strong like minutes very early in the minutes, but it's pretty good late game. They have decent gank, but you don't want to. They scale very well with items, and you don't want to let them farm. So I mean, they've just overtaken them by virtue of their lineup and Stay Free's like their power curve, their maximum difference in between it is like
Yeah.
an early game, and they didn't take advantage of it at all.
And
And,
then-
they lost the lane.
And then Plan B, which was like maybe some split push and some rat. That didn't even work out either. And here we go, jumping on through. That wall of wards isn't going to stop a Shredder from blinking on in, gets a hold of existence. Your Brew, who's supposed to be one of your big powerhouse players on your team, gets quickly taken down. Oh, that Blade Mail, though, putting in overtime, does take down the first life there of Faceless
It's
Void.
like, what does this guy have? A
It's like,
heart?
oh, this swole Venomancer, what the hell's that? Well, whatever, I lose one life, but I'll move on through and try to take another. He gets sprouted up, he gets isolated here. The rest of Leviathan, they are focus firing the tower, so Void doing a nice job zoning back the rest of the team. Even the Mjolnir going to town for them. He does end up falling, so they take down the one Void, and here's your Black Hole, the biggest one we've seen of the game, catches on 3. They drop out the poison, they take down another. The Troll does fall, abandoned very low, but Shivy wants to go out a man, and he does. He takes down another. Wicked sick for him. Double kill, though, for Demon on the fire back, and he wants to get a hold. He TP's forward. Get over here, you Skywrath Mage, freaking son of a gun, and he gets him. 5-man takedown for Stay 3 at the expense of 4 and their tier 3.
Ultra kill.
One biggest fight there for Demon. Feeling so swole as ever. 4.7k. What the hell do we do with it? Pulls out the Treants, and you know, I guess it's a promising fight. Maybe Leviathan got a bit overzealous, but obviously Stay Free are not going to be able to really take advantage of that.
Shredder's not very good about managing his
Radiant's middle
cooldowns. Like we
tower
saw
is
him that
under
one time
attack.
where he like BKB'd and ulted at the same
Yeah.
time. Like he doesn't have to Chronosphere. He can just go in on the Panda and then wait for Skywrath to silence him. Skywrath doesn't have a Blink Dagger, but he can try and play it a little bit more patiently, and then when they really commit to a fight, he can just Chronosphere and just turn on them really heavily. He has a lot of backup with the Abaddon, and they don't really have that much burst every single fight that Earthshaker has been contained for the most part, so he can play it a little bit easily. And every other fight, he's been just homing in on the Enigma. Okay, I see you, Enigma. I'm just gonna kill you straight up. And that time he didn't, and he got punished heavily. It's
Yeah.
45 minutes in. The
Maybe-
Brewmaster ult doesn't do that much.
Might have got a bit overconfident, maybe. Feeling like
They had
hey,
Aegis and Cheese, so
yeah.
they should have been pretty confident.
So he moved in. He's like, oh, it's all right. You know, we're confident, but you know, you can't get overconfident. They do lose that fight, but I don't think it's enough to really turn the game.
Look at NP's gold though, relative to Faceless Voids. It's actually very close.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot. It is a Nature's Prophet versus a Faceless Void, and not even just a Faceless Void. There's a Troll right there, and even a Viper who has plenty of right click as well. So he's going against a lot, but he found a great position in that fight to really
Dire's
unload
middle
with those
tower
right
is
clicks and
under
really
attack.
make it work for him. So Leviathan, as long as they don't get too
Dire's
careless,
structures
should be able
are
to still get the upper
fortified.
hand, I feel. So maybe this is Stay Free's chance to use this momentum, maybe to catch Leviathan off guard. Pull out a smoke, pull out a flank, catch them before they get into the base this time, make something happen, but they're probably going to wait for the black hole to be back up.
Leviathan can't
Yeah.
push again until next Aegis. It's too risky. They have to deal with Echo and Panda Ultimate, which is not that strong right now, and a black hole, as we saw just decimated them last fight. So, if they have a slip up in positioning, they could very well just
They
lose this
should
game.
wait, but I don't know if they do. They're charging on forward.
Well, they
Make
saw
it
black hole and
jiggle.
quit on for 40 seconds. It's not that long, and as much as we've been talking about jiggle ability this game, his ultimate does a lot
Hey, you got
of
a crit
damage.
now. Look at that.
And, okay, so that's pretty
Hey, he's
useful.
bringing some damage now, boys.
Yeah.
There we go.
He's
It's
in
not all
the
about
game.
the swole. Now he can actually lift. So now he'll be able to bring out a little bit of extra right click for his team. Works out to their benefit, but
Yeah, his ultimate does what? Like 1,800 damage?
yeah, something like crazy absurd amount.
It's
Math,
absurd.
it's a thing. Let's see.
1,700 damage?
Sure, dude.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a
You
lot.
got to count in the BKBs. They'll be there 5-second, void period where they won't take the damage as long as they do get it off at a.
Where
optimal
is
time.
your pipe, Newsham?
But yeah, pipe would definitely be super, super nice to have. And Newsham with 1K, and a soul ring that's just kind of sitting on his finger. But I have to agree, man.
Yeah, they have Midnight Pulse too. Like Midnight Pulse and Venom ult, if they just stand in it, they'll probably all die. So
Midnight Pulse is one of those abilities that scales very well.
I
in the
don't.
game.
I also. Why does that spell pierce BKB? It's absurd. It's pure damage and it goes through BKB.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's insane.
Really, really good. So we'll see if they can take advantage of that. We saw the smoke get pulled up on Trout, so I was talking about maybe doing at this point using that momentum, going for a flank play, a smoke or something to try to get the surprise factor here on Leviathan. But Leviathan are persistent. They're not.
There is
gonna,
a smoke.
they're not going to advise your
This
wait for
this
the
could be the
Aegis.
game changer. I'm
Oh,
excited.
boy, if they win this
Middle
fight, they
tower
could
is
take this
under
game
attack.
back if they like. And it would put Leviathan, in their place. And crit, this is not a good thing, though. They might bait him out, it looks like, but if they jump on him, does he have a buyback? He does. So maybe they're like, hey, you take down our Enigma, he'll just quickly buy back after you use your ultimates and all your big abilities, and he'll come in with a follow-up black hole. That wouldn't be a bad idea here for Stay Free.
It's not bad. They also who do they have buybacks on? Not many people. It looks like.
Shredder's top, but he does have the boot to travel. For buyback, yeah, on the side of the Stay Free, it's what? I'm trying to look over here. It's not a whole lot.
Yeah, not a whole lot.
Not many of them, except Enigma. So that might be the reason they are putting him out in the front. So
Why do you go for? I mean, he needs. I guess he thought that they were just gonna win the game right there and going for the BOTs, but that's 2,500 gold that could be spent towards he needs a butterfly, I'd say.
who were you talking about for Void?
Yeah, for Void. He's not. He's actually
Well, he's got 4,200 gold. He has
weak. Well, he needs to save for buyback too in case there's a big fight that erupts at Roshan.
Yeah.
He's waiting for Nature to Prophet TP on top. Is Jimmy gonna fall for it?
And they are
Probably
just
not.
flirting this bottom lane while Void just relieves the pressure from top. So they're just inching, crawling their way in. Stay Free pushing them back using those little ugly-looking Eidolons to press the.
But there's
creeps back.
Venom wards up the hill.
Oh, these Venom wards, though, so pesky. And if you get them out there, I mean, it's not like actually, for Leviathan's benefit, it's not like they have big blinking heroes, but those wards can be so pesky when you're trying to blink in and get a good initiation. But they don't have to worry too much about that. Time Walk don't care about no poisonous wards. But for Ralph here, they just keep slowing them down.
If
They
you
are-
look at the gold right now, it's actually very even. It's 15,000, sure, but you consider this. You
Yeah.
have 5,000 on BOTs. You also have 5,000 in Troll Warlord's inventory. And on Faceless Void, you also have almost 5,000. So it's very close to par in terms of actual items on heroes.
You can tell, man. Leviathan are a little more nervous this go around. They're not hopping right in, but they hop right in.
the
Oh, jump into a Hex! Oh, Demon! Nice play right there with the quick reaction, and Trouf helps him clean up the Faceless Void. Now, Faceless Void does have a buyback and could boot to travel in if necessary, but they're going to go right outside the base now and take advantage of numbers. Even Demon TPing on over. Exist pushes on in, but they can't get a hold of anyone quite yet. They turn back. Oh, they use the Black Hole to stop the Troll from getting away. They take down both big cores, and now they turn their attention here on Skywrath. Oh, Sunken desperately pulls out the Mystic Flare, but he also falls. Uh-oh, Merlini. Stay
What a
free.
play.
Coming right back into this one. Man, you're right. The quick jump in, the quick reaction with the Hex, and Shredder. You're going to have to second guess your timing there on your BKB and maybe commit it a little bit sooner if you want to do something like that. Maybe underestimated the quick reaction play of Demon, but he has been around the block. This kid knows.
This is where L skill better than game plan.
That's true. Man. Leviathan now very nervous. If they were just a little nervous before, now it's like, eeh. Aha, look at Roche is up.
This is bad.
Oh,
Real bad.
Leviathan might need to consider buying back if they see what's happening.
Is it too bad of a position for them to be in though? Like, what are they going to do? Mass
I don't even know. I don't even
Take
know.
too long.
All right, well, looks like stay free. The rubber band is very much real, folks. They're creeping back in this one. They were questioning the late game, but with proper execution, you can find the opportunity to pull the game back in your favor. Though it's not stay free that are well in ahead just yet. Another good team fight like that could definitely secure a position for them to push on through, finish off this tier 2 on mid and bottom, and start creeping into the high ground and really take a hold of the base. You know, they're still down the set of racks on the north, so they have to constantly make sure they relieve the pressure there. That's what Demon's doing right now. But
You know-
man, oh man.
Yeah, Jimmy has not died that often considering the items that he went. No Blink, no Shadow Blade. Like, not really anything good to defend against, like, any sort of ganks, and he just hasn't been punished for
And
it.
the only person on Leviathan who could really get a hold of him and make him pay would be like
Dyer's
maybe
middle
Shredder
tower
in the
has
area.
been
Skyrim could do.
denied.
You know. But, yeah, I mean, I guess you're right.
Skywrath
So
+1, plus anyone can pretty much kill him.
that's if he gets there first and gets the upper hand. I mean, we already saw Demon's quick draw.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be tricky.
I mean, but there was a period of time where he had just had Orchid.
Yes.
Then he was building up and then he had a Maelstrom, so he has
Yes.
no HP, no mobility item, and the window where they should have taken advantage of that and punished him for his really poor early game has passed too.
Look at this. The mobility now constantly being built up on the side of Leviathan. You see your boots of travel now going to be complete on your Viper. He still also has 3.1k. This is the point now. Everyone's reserving their buyback gold. But we could see a big clash here.
They
Next-
need butterflies. They need 2 butterflies, if not 3. I think they're actually going for 3, and then
I mean, right now
Each struggle
Shredder's
will
sporting
just go
the
BKB
2
for
feet,
it.
2 feet, 2 boots kind of a strat. But you could definitely sell off those power treads and commit to something like your butterfly. But he definitely needs a lot more farm to.
he could go
get to
Halberd
that
too.
point.
Halberd's actually very good versus Nature's Prophet because he doesn't have a BKB.
Yeah.
I guess technically you might use it on Veno too. He hits for 172 and he crits, I guess.
Yeah. How's Jiggle doing? Well, Jiggle, you know, he still has the crystals, but he's
He's
reserving
jiggling.
also. They all have lots of gold. He's jiggling. Oh. Enigma. He's got a refresher. That's big. That's big. As long as he doesn't get in a bad position, get caught out and quickly taken down. But even then, look to farm up and build up that buyback. He can come in. 1 hole is good, but 2? Ooh,
Does
boy.
he have the mana for it? 425 plus 375.
Here
so
comes more math. Oh, boy.
800. He doesn't have enough if he wants to finish.
The Arcanes on the team to help out. Oh, speaking of which, so they make the jump. Jenkins is forced to pull out the BKB and TP, but Nushim, he's not going to be so lucky. Oh, Viper gets in on this. He better be careful. They quickly move on Nushim, want to clear him out, and then they Cyclone up Viper, maybe thinking they can go on him next. And that might be the case. You already see him making a move on top. Nushim pulls out the borrowed time, but he can't get away. They're going to take him down. And they also pull a black hole here on Shibby. Uh-oh. They get a hold of him. They bring down the Slam, the Fissure Hammer, and they take down Viper as well. That is a 2-man drop right now. Viper does have the buyback if he needs to come back into this one, but another successful pickoff here for Stay Free. Experienced players who know to battle through adversity, play from behind. It's showing right now. They are cool, calm, and collect.
They also had that gem for a pretty long time. So that's pretty good too. And it significantly limits the amount of space that Leviathan can work with, and they can't pick off Nature's Prophet.
Demon is looking to make something happen here on Troll. Sprouts him up, gets the Orchid off. Can he right-click him down, though? Oh, he pulls out the Necro Book as well. Demon Dota, can he get it done? Oh, Diggle!
It
Not
looked
gonna
like
be
the
there in
project. I think the Talisman of Fate just saved him.
Oh, he is going to go for the Butterfly, and thank God he went the Value Talisman.
Radiant's bottom
Because that could have been life
barracks
or
are
death right
under
here
attack.
based on that. So Demon,
Radiant
very, very
structures
close to taking him
are
off. That
fortified.
is a nice aggressive play that unfortunately didn't work out to the benefit of Stay Free. Would have been huge to get that
So,
extra side pick off. but
Backdooring Faceless Void takes a little bit off that tower, or off that racks. And, I mean, looking at Stay Free, though, they only have 2 racks to work with. 1 set of racks, 2 racks.
Yeah.
So that's...
Oh boy. How long
Dyer's
before we see
bottom
like just kind of
tower
the
is
death
under
ball
attack.
in from Leviathan to just try to get the job done with the
They can't.
benefit of that troll?
They can't get into the... If they clump up for something like that, they'll get
Enigma.
destroyed by Echo and
Yeah.
Enigma. So they can't do that.
Enigma or did commit 1 hole, so he's not going to have a secondary one for another 100 seconds here. I don't know if that's something
Still,
Leviathan
they've
are
won
considering,
like
but
fights without having big ones too, so it's not even that significant. It's just something that you always have to
It's always
worry
good to
about.
have big ones, I say. And even Skywrath Mage, inheriting a little bit extra gold, 2,600. No pipe investment still. Unfortunately, Baden's been picked off a couple of times, so he can't quite save up nearly
Yeah,
as much
Necro
money.
3, dude.
I mean, yeah, he is Necro 3, and it's
That's
a good book.
That's
and
like
all.
almost like a 4-staff and a pipe.
But at this point, with the demon right clicks and the Mjolnir procs and stuff, how long will that Necro book really be able to last? I mean, they'll need it if they get into the base, and they do want that extra bit of push and aura, but I don't know, man. They might be crumbling here a bit.
They are.
It's tricky. Oh, DD rune bottom here. Shredder's gonna see it. That's a magical rune. He sees it and he's like, I don't want it. Keeping out? Yeah, well, whatever. Maybe we'll reserve it for later. He's actually making it go on mid lane on Jiggle. The swole Jiggle with the heart. He can't get
Again?
it done. Demon right there. Man, what a guy. And the Mystic Flare zonage, not gonna really catch it on anyone, but it's enough to kind of scurry them back a bit. And you know, Shredder will make his way out. Man, these are getting hot and heavy right here. These little catch-offs.
He's super conservative with his BKBs. But you guys have a big item coming their way.
What, the butterfly? Is
The
it complete now?
refresher.
Refresher on Faceless?
Void. Yep.
Ooh.
Refresher's much better late game than Scepter, by the way. It's
Oh yeah,
way, way
Scepter
better.
is very, in my opinion at least, very situational.
Here they go.
Oh, here we go.
Look at
This
Stay
is,
Free.
this is the first time we've seen Stay Free look to make for a push happen. Oh no, Demon goes to the high ground, and they call out the refresher just so he can have a chrono here, but he might not need it. Demon will fall. Uh-oh. I mean, he does have buyback. He wants to be able to come back into the fray. Oh, but Trout moves in, pulls out an Echo, but Shredder soaks up that bit of damage. There's your black hole. Catches on 2. Jiggle jumps in, drops off the Nova right now, and Exist also making work with the Primal Split. And for Leviathan, they're going to look to try to hold strong right now. Your buyback is going to come out from Void. Abaddon will fall. He does not. Hell, he does have a buyback. Quickly pulls it out, but Shivy also falls. They lose 3, and they pull out 3 of those buybacks. Jumping Shredder, though. Oh, the nice Cyclone from the outside, the last second of that Primal Split. But they can't save Trout. Trout will end up falling to Newshim's hand right there. Jiggle, retreat out. More TPs as quickly they pull out the ejection button here on the side to Stay Free to get out, but Crit is not so lucky. He does not have a TP, so they're going to quickly catch up with him and take him down. He has the cheese. Not going to use the cheese. He's going to reserve the cheese. That's cool. As they will move back. Roche is not going to be up.
So
Look
6 buybacks have been used.
Holy moly.
3 on each side.
And, what? The racks fell. One of the racks fell at the bottom? When did that happen?
I think it was just passive creeps.
Ugh,
Was
that's
anyone
not
there?
good.
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. I think just, oh man, the other racks is really low. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This might be a good time to all
So
out.
this is your all or nothing play now. These creeps have managed to creep themselves into the base and really take it to Stay Free's home without us even noticing. So
But Jiggle Billy with his heart, he can tank him, I guess.
I don't know if he could jiggle this one out.
It's still very, very close. Leviathan have not won a team fight
And
convincingly
oh, yeah,
in
not
like
like-
20 minutes.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah. That's what I'm talking about, boys.
Well,
There's your all or nothing.
he's still 1 chrono away from just losing. So,
Oh, this is either going to be a big Jimmy moment or one of those classic Jimmy wah, wah plays. I mean, here we go, though. It's time. They smoke up, and they don't know they have this rapier. This could go real good or real bad. I hate to make it so black and white, but for Leviathan, it's going to come down to a big,
wow,
big play.
it's almost a max Roshan respawn too. 250.
Only 1 black hole on the side of them. The refresher is
Oh,
still on cooldown.
Shredder's in a wonderful position though
Oh
for the smoke
no,
gank.
he's got the upper ledge advantage. Moving on in, they can't get a hold of Sunken. He commits the Primal Split here. Oh, if they quickly, they have to have seen the rapier now. Demon was well inside the creeps at that point.
I don't think anyone's looking at him though.
Oh, they should though. Oh, they put out the Mystic Flare. They do lose their Skywrath Mage, who does have buyback.
Look at Shredder, he's going for the throne.
Shredder!
No, he's going for
He's
Megas.
just going right from behind. Well, Stay Free looked to push down the mid. It's going to take him a long while to get there, but he's there at the bottom right now. But we're going to keep focus here on the mid lane. Jumping on through Exist, wants to clean out the secondary life of Sunken. Sunken eats a lot of damage.
They're going for the
But
throne.
They're going right for it. That rapier bringing out the heavy bit of damage right now, and there's a big slam from Trout trying to clear out any excess, but Shredder's back. Shredder pulls out the chrono. He's going for Demon. He's going for the rapier, and he gets it. He doesn't see the rapier on the deck. He's not going for it yet. Jiggle, grab it, someone. Oh, he gets a hold of it. It's going to beat Jiggle. Jiggle's got a hold of the rapier. He can't really utilize it yet, but they're eating big damage. Stay free. Go for their all or nothing play, and they can't pull it out just yet. They take a hold of the tier 3, but no racks down. Dropping from behind. That's all 5 of
It's a
Stay
troll
Free
with
down.
rapier.
Oh, no. In the hands of Troll, they quickly go to the bottom, and they're going to look to clear it on up. That's a good game right now. Stay free.
Classic Jimmy.
Oh, no.
Victory.
Well, Shredder ran all the way to the bottom, not committing his boots of travel to get there. Tried to get it in once he saw that things were going crazy in their base. He just pulled out the boots of travel back and got a hold of Jimmy and took that rapier right away from him.
That was hilarious.
That was ridiculous. That was crazy.
Classic Jimmy, dude.
Oh,
Doesn't need mobility. Whatever. I'm not gonna get chronoed.
Oh, I should probably turn the light on. I'm getting a little caught up. That was
Well,
nice.
at least Shredder finally uses BKB. To be fair, he had like 3 fights, I think. That if he BKB'd, they could have potentially ended the game too.
a lot sooner.
Mhm.
They definitely gave Stay Free a small window of opportunity to come back,
That was
which was a
hilarious.
bit scary for Leviathan considering how far ahead they were. But hey, Stay Free show. They have a lot of quick skill, quick reaction, a lot of potential there on that team, but they just need a
They
little
have
more
raw
experience.
skill.
They just they need a little more time. They need to work on that chemistry, I think. A
What
bit. But
exactly-
man, they showed a lot.
I want to look at Jiggle Billy's damage this game. Jiggle Billy's damage done is 30,600. That's pretty high. By comparison, Viper was 25,000, Void was 33, so he almost did as much hero damage as Faces would.
I mean, what do you think? Maybe if they switched out that Venom for maybe someone else instead, it could have been a little bit more promising in the late game for him? Or do you
Well-
think that was enough damage to
It wasn't the damage, it was his ability to split push without dying. That's what they had to
the
do.
durability?
It's not the durability, it's just a scouting with the little
The wards.
wards. But I don't know, Jimmy didn't die either, so they could have split push with like pretty much anyone, it seems like.
All right, well, fair enough.
I don't know.
They look good. That's American Dota for you, though, I guess.
He was
That's
jiggling.
going to be, Jesus Christ. So that's going to be our first match of the day. We do have 2 of them, of course. I'll quickly look up and see if I can bring up the schedule here for our next match that's going to be happening, which...
XDDD.
actually, I'll just go to the splash. We can cut it right here. Why not, right? Coming up next, it's going to be none other than Root Gaming. Going to be taking on Pain. They are the former Team CMB. So look forward to that one. That's going to be coming up at 4:30 Pacific time, 7:30 Eastern. Folks, hang about. I'm Coddle Guy. Catch me on Twitter at Coddle Guy. The guy next to me, that's Merlini, of course, and you can catch him over on his Twitter at Merlini Dota, but he has plenty of followers, so you don't even need to do that. We'll go ahead and be back in just a moment, folks, after a small musical break. So please sit tight and hang out.